Hello, everyone. Welcome to Feel Good Podcast. This is Trudy, your very own master hypnotherapist, physical therapist, and a life coach. In today's episode, I have a special guest for you. She's a young woman who is smart, caring, loving, intelligent, and successful. She is a perfect example who has used hypnosis to turn her life around. She has learned how she can put her self-limiting belief on side and explore amazing possibilities that world has to offer. And without further ado, let's welcome Amelia. Welcome, Amelia. Welcome to my show, and thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking time from your busy schedule and giving me some time for our viewers. Welcome.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm really happy to be here. I'm just so inspired by the work that we did that, of course, I'd love to share my experience with everybody.
So Amelia, tell our viewers, what kind of difficulties were you facing earlier in your life before hypnosis?
Well, originally, I came to you for some support with some addictions and bad habits that I was having, like a lot of sugar cravings, and I just wasn't feeling at all motivated to take care of my body, to take care of my mind. I was kind of slacking on my practices, and as well as I was struggling with some dependencies to cannabis because I was living such a stressful life that I felt like I needed it so that I could just relax. But then it went even deeper, and then it evolved to, you know, targeting certain traumas that were not allowing me to break through those bad habits.
That's correct. And what I'm understanding from you is that you understood at intellectual level that you needed to make a change. However, it was really hard for you to make a change.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I do my own energy work and my own energy healing, and I was just struggling with this blockage, and I really didn't feel like I could do it on my own. So I wanted to seek out help, and then I came across you, and it just manifested so nicely.
Thank you. Thank you. And why did you decide to work with
Well, I trust in the divine flow. So I was just doing some research, and then I came across a website, and I spoke to the hypnotherapist, and he was too busy, so he referred me to you. And then we had spoken, and it just felt aligned based on the conversations that we were having and how patient and attentive you were to my needs, and to what I was looking for, just very flexible. And I just felt very nourished. So I went ahead and booked sessions with you.
Thank you. Thank you. And tell us, how was your experience? Was it all perfectly happy? How did you manage with hypnosis?
Well, that's such a loaded question because it's so profound, right? I came in with one intention of eliminating these bad habits, and then after we had a conversation, you were able to pinpoint, okay, I think we should go deeper into this. And then we started going, and what I loved about working with you is that we would just have these conversations. It wasn't very like clinical, like, okay, this is what we're going to do and this is how it's going to happen. It was more, like a team effort, and I really appreciated that because you really heard my needs. So it was not all fine and dandy and great. Of course, the sessions, I cried every session, and even up to the last session that I felt, oh, I'm not gonna cry in this one, this one's more positive and great, I still cried. But it's a beautiful thing because it allows you to release. And then after the session, I felt like renewed. I just felt so aligned, after
Mhm.
having released those traumas. And then, of course, in the the days to come, I was able to see how my reality was shifting, how my mood was shifting. Of course, there were some difficulties, but I like to say that life doesn't get easier. We just get better at managing our obstacles. And I definitely felt stronger and more empowered, and to do so.
That's perfectly said. And let's talk about difficulties just for a second here. You did talk about that you had some difficulties. So did you see your difficulties as a downfall, or what was happening? Do you want to talk about that just for a second?
Sure. Yeah, so I mean, I see our own individual traumas. I was working more specifically with childhood traumas pertaining to my mother and my father. They're amazing parents, and I love them dearly. But of course, as a child, we get imprinted with various traumas that just naturally occur through incidents. So I was dealing with certain challenges, and I don't like to look at these things as like a downfall because they're intended for us to level up, right? So they're actually opportunities. I like to see them as opportunities and as blessings because they're exactly what I needed as an individual, to work through so that I could become a more empowered woman.
That is correct. And what you're telling me is that as you came across and as life was unfolding, as your emotions were unfolding, even though things were surfacing, you were able to handle it appropriately.
Yeah, I definitely felt more stable, more balanced, more equanimous. That's a word that I love to use because it describes just total, complete balance, and just receptivity without necessarily getting triggered. So I was able to go on a family trip, and right after we finished our 6 sessions, and I was getting all nervous, and I was telling Trudy, like, Trudy, I don't want to get triggered. I don't want to get triggered. And normally when we go on these trips, there's bickering and there's fighting and there's disagreement and there's tension. But I was able to just hold space and feel completely balanced, completely at ease, completely at peace. While, some tension might surface, and I was just not even getting bothered by it. I was just like, okay, accepting and receptive, and very tolerant to what was occurring. So that was a huge change.
That's phenomenal. And when you feel peace around people, when you feel peace around your loved ones, it takes you to a completely different level. And tell us, is there any other changes that have you seen in yourself since hypnosis?
Wow, definitely. There's so many changes because it was just such a profound healing. Um, since I was, giving into these tendencies like sugar, not exercising, cannabis, I was just being self destructive. And I'd realized that it stemmed from me not accepting myself and me not loving myself. So I was self sabotaging my body and my mind, because I didn't love myself to a subconscious level, because our conscious mind, we might say, oh, I love myself, yes, but subconsciously our traumas, are the root of why we subconsciously feel that, we don't really love ourselves. So I personally felt like I didn't love myself. I didn't feel empowered. I didn't feel like I was good enough. I was really struggling with those things. But after the 6 sessions that we did, which each of them was just its own powerful, session in which I was able to uncover and release traumas that were blocking me from fully feeling empowered. And also I had really negative beliefs around money. I felt like I didn't deserve it. I felt like I didn't need it. So that was also hindering my own empowerment, because when we're empowered beings, we feel beautiful, we feel optimistic, we feel self like the desire to self-express without caring about what other people think about us, which was another thing that I was struggling with. I felt like I cared too much about what people thought about me, and I was always thinking like, well, is this person gonna write me back, or did I piss this person off, or did I, like I was always like in my head about it. But after those 6 sessions, specifically the last one was the one that helped me to heal what people thought about me, and also my relationship with money. And literally 30 minutes after we finished, this job that I had been talking to and interviewing with for like 8 months, we were having a conversation. They finally called me and they were like, all right, we're ready for you. We want you to start in January. This is what we can offer you as a salary. And it was just like, so it was manifested so beautifully, because after we released that blockage, I got the phone call and I was like, okay, you're on. So I felt really deserving and empowered and excited. And I really do feel great.
That's fantastic. Congratulations. That's really amazing. I do remember when we started our first visit, you wanted to do something so badly in your life because you thought that you're ready for it, but nothing was coming to you. And I'm so happy for you. Let me ask you one important question.
Mhm.
Everybody thinks that just by doing hypnosis, me telling you what to do, is the only thing that you have to do. It's magic, and I'm going to tell you that you're going to be successful, and here you are, you're amazing, and you become successful. Does that work like that? Tell us about it.
I mean, yes and no. I do think hypnosis is magical, but it's not like a magic pill where you can just take it and poof, all your problems go away. We also have to be willing. So, what I realized, because I was a smoker for 7 years, and through hypnosis, I was able to quit. But I know so many people that were like, I tried that and it didn't work, but they didn't have the will to want to do it. So, if you're like, oh, I want to break through this and I just want to be successful, but at the same time you're still resisting the change, then that's not really how it works. You have to also be open and willing to make those changes. And I know change can be scary because you have to face your fears, and that might make us feel like super anxious. But at the same time, holding on to that fear and not facing it prolongs the anxiety, it prolongs the problem, it prolongs the issue that we want to break through. So just like I call it ripping off the band-aid, band-aid, and you just get the pain over with. And after you step on the other side of fear, there's just immense possibilities on the other side. So it just takes that courage and that
Mhm.
willingness to want to use fear as a beacon to step on that other side and reach those opportunities that are just waiting for you.
It's perfectly said, and I want to tell you guys that I know personally Amelia had worked so hard on herself in between sessions, and I'm very thankful, Amelia, that you were able to look within your own self and work on yourself at the same time. So it was a perfect teamwork. Yes, I did work on you very hard. At the same time, you were willing to work very hard for yourself as well. And I really want to thank you for that. Another question I have is all of our sessions were online. Um, were you okay with that? You want to tell our viewers about it?
Yeah, I thought it was great. I've gotten hypnosis, in person, but just the travel time and being able to just turn on your computer and being able to have the conversation right then and there within the comfort of your own home. I was laying in my bed with my tea, that I like to drink at night. So it was just so perfect to just be able to, by the click of a button, we're online, and when we're done with the session, I can just curl up in my bed and go to sleep, or start my day, or whatever time you do it. It doesn't really disrupt you having to drive 15, 20, 30, 50 minutes to go see a practitioner. You can just log on and see Trudy, and work with her right away.
Thank you, thank you. And any advice that you have for our viewers?
As far as advice, I think that everybody's seeking happiness. Everybody's seeking love. But first, before we receive that love and happiness through our exterior, we have to be that within ourselves. And this is why I love this work so much, because everything that's inside of you is going to be projected outside of you. So if you're in a state of victimhood, like, oh, I can't do it, oh, this is always so, life is always so hard on me, oh, that's your own projection, and that is what's being reflected back to you because you are within the state of victimhood and whatnot. And I went through that. I was there. A lot of people see me and they're like, oh, you were born like that. I was like, no, I've done a lot of work because I know this principle. So if you really want love and you really want happiness in your life, then you have to be that. And to be that, we do have to face our traumas. We have to face and heal our wounds that were created from our childhood that shaped us, because we're born with so much contamination from our parents, our lineage, traumas, all these things. So it's important to do the work so that you can embody love and happiness, and then you can receive that through other people and through events, and then your life just kind of naturally flows really nicely, and you begin to manifest a beautiful life that we always dream of as people.
That was beautiful. That's a beautiful message. And I want to tell all of you guys that if I can do it, if Amelia can do it, and you can do it as well. And Amelia, I want to thank you for coming on the show and sharing your experience. Yes, it is very personal, intimate experience. However, your generosity to go out there and share your experience with other people, especially my viewers, it means a lot to me. And I appreciate it very much. And I want to wish you good luck for your upcoming new exciting job, and and you are going to do amazing work. You're going to be able to inspire so many people in your life, and thank you for giving me opportunity to work with you and make a difference in your life.
Thank you so much, Trudy. I'm so honored to be able to work with you. And I really hope that everybody out there watching sees the gem that Trudy is, because, wow, she's helped me so much. And I'm just so grateful. So thank you, Trudy.
Thank you, Amelia. Thank you. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. All of my information is down below. And till next time, my friends, see you later.